Good evening, everybody. My name is Jody. I'm with My 3Ds Prints, and I belong to the Facebook Ortur group, and I see a lot of cool work on that Facebook page. And I recently started messing with Slate coasters, and I've gotten some really good results, and I get a lot of questions on how I do it and how I get such good results on those. So I figured I'd make a video kind of explaining my process, and so that maybe you guys can come up with some good results on your own. So I'm going to start from the very beginning on what I do. There's a lot of videos that never show you every step of the process, so I figured I'd show you guys all real quick what I do and what my process is. First thing I do is I get this Rust-Oleum clear coat from Home Depot or wherever it's sold, and I take and I spray my coasters. I've already got some sprayed, so I won't do it again. But that's all I do to prep them. Just spray them with a coat of that. It takes about 15-20 minutes to dry. Then I come over to my laser engraver, which I'll show you my little setup here, which is a very cheap, very inexpensive setup. I'm going to put my glasses on because I have something burning right now, but give you a quick overview of how I have it set up. First off, I just went to Home Depot and bought a kitchen cabinet that was the right size. 30 inches by, I want to say 24 inches by 12 inches deep. So I went and bought that, 3D printed a handle, put it on there, went to Amazon, bought some cheap shocks on Amazon to hold the door open, purchased a couple LED lights that are battery operated and they're controlled by this remote, so if I want to see in there a little bit better, I just turn them on just like that. And on mine I have air assist that I 3D printed. I have a Etsy store where I can 3D print air assists, little leg retainers, as you see under there, that hold the laser in place so it doesn't jiggle all over the place. I installed electricity right inside of the box, cut a hole inside on the side of it for my ventilation, and then I have a little camera set up there so I can watch it with the lid closed and the light on. And then I work in the beer industry, so I had an old blower motor for a draft system laying around, so I use that to suck the air out, or the fumes out, right out to the window here of the garage. So that's kind of my neat little setup. Nothing crazy, but you know, I see a lot of people asking questions about enclosures, and this works perfect. You don't got to build anything. The laser, as you can see, fits in there pretty good. I did take I think it's like a 24 by 24 or 22 by 22 piece of plywood and put it in as the base, as like a to mount the laser to, and then I screwed it to my workbench here. So it's kind of what I did there. So now we'll jump over to the actual settings, because I think that's what's most important to everybody. So the first thing to keep in mind, and one thing that I've really learned, is that quality of the photo matters. I see a lot of people on here saying, I tried it and my image came out terrible. What I've learned is that it's the quality of the image. The higher the quality of the image, the better photo you're going to get, the better piece of slate. And here's an example. I just did him. He came out really great for a customer. They wanted some slate coasters made with this, so with him on them. So I did one with him. And then somebody asked for William Perry, the fridge, and he didn't come out so great. And the problem is there isn't a lot of high quality photos because he's an older player on the internet. So as you can see, he didn't come out quite as detailed. So that's the big difference. So I'll walk you through the step-by-step process and what I do and how I get to the results that I get. So first, Imagear. It's a free processing. A lot of people use GIMP. I have GIMP, but I haven't really used it for this because Imagear seems to work very well for me. So I open up Imagear. You just go upload, select a photo. So I'm going to select this, use a family photo, and load this photo in here. And as you can see, it's in here, and then you can take and crop it, you know, to whatever side. There's a lot of this open space you don't really need, so you can crop it, or you can really do square crops, especially since you're doing these square coasters, 4x4 coasters, and just move this over to encompass the entire photo, and then just hit crop. And now it's cropped that photo to a square photo. And the next thing you want to do is you want to size it. You want to size it to the size of the material that you're about to print on. So I usually go up here and change the measurement to inches, and then I select. What I do for these coasters is 3.5 inches. As you probably notice that the edges of all these coasters are chipped off, so you really don't get that 4x4 print area. It's usually about 3.5 inches. That seems to work for me. And then I always use 318 as my DPI. So I'll set 318 there, 3.5 by 3.5, hit OK. And it will set it to that size. And then really, ImageR is just a step-by-step process. You go to upload, go to crop, resize, and then your material. So that's the important part. You hit material. And we're using diode lasers. The Ortur laser is a diode laser. So you just go down here and you select black slate. Hit OK, and it'll process the photo for printing on black slate. So it does it all for you. I don't mess, a lot of people mess with these settings over here. I don't mess with any of them. I just leave it, just let ImageR do it the way that it wants to do it. And you go over here, download PNG. That's how I always download them. And then I just take it, and I have 2 screens going up here, so I just drag it up to my Lightburn screen. And I'm sure most of you know how to center, your artwork with the frame, holding Shift and Frame, and that, outlines the tile. I would do it right now for you, but I have something burning, so I can't really do that. But it's pretty easy. You just set your laser on the base, and you just hit Shift Frame and just put the tile in where the laser frames it, and that's kind of how you find your spot here on Lightburn. And the settings are right here. I just double click in here, open my settings. My speed is set to 2085% power. That seems to work very well for me. Some lasers are a little bit different, so you may have to set your settings a little bit different, but I can't imagine they would vary that much. Now, depending, I do have the Ortur LM2, which is a 20-watt laser. So my settings may vary from the 7 watts and the 15 watts. So you might just have to run some tests and just see what you come up with. Luckily, these coasters are pretty inexpensive, so if you have to burn a couple off just to see exactly what your settings are, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then I keep pass-through on. And what pass-through does is it just keeps the settings of ImageR. So however ImageR process the photo, Lightburn will keep its settings and not apply its own. That's what pass-through does. If you have it off, it then processes the photo the way it wants to, and it may work. There are different options that you can select. I know Jarvis is a big one for doing photos, but for Slate, I keep pass-through off, or on, I'm sorry. Now for Canvas, I have pass-through off, and I select Jarvis, and I have some different settings for Canvas, but right now we're just doing the black slate. And those are my settings. I have 0.08 interval. You can change that if you have pass-through off. I don't know if it affects the photo if pass-through's on, but I have it standard set there, 0.08. I use a 90 scan angle, so that just makes it start engraving from the right to the left. That seems to work well for me. But right there, if you wanted to take a screenshot, those are my settings, nothing crazy. And then I just hit OK. Once you have it framed, I just hit start. So right now, it's engraving. It's going to town, so I could pull it up on my camera here. I don't know how to turn my light on. As I turn this on, it's actually already on. And you can see an engraving here. So that's the photo that I've already done up here, so we'll see how it comes out at the end. I've not done a photo with a background on it with Slate, so I'm not sure how that'll come out. Typically I remove the background, and I can go over through real quick here. There's a nice free website for removing the background. It's called remove.bg, and you just get a good high quality photo, and it's super easy. So you just go to upload image, and I can select this image, and it will process it, remove the background for me, and then I can just download it. If you want the HD version, you do have to pay. I just stick with the free version. It seems to work pretty well. Download the image, and now you have that. So you can go back into ImageR, and we can do this photo instead. Like I said, I've never burnt the background of a photo. I just figured I'd try it. From the video here, Looks like a lot of white, so I'm not sure that it's going to blend in with the image or how it's going to come out, but we'll see. No big deal at the end. But they turn out best when you just do the actual, from what I can tell, the actual person and cut out the background. So as I look, go back into ImageR here, and I can go ahead and upload the photo without the background. And as you can see, you just see the photo without the background, and you can go in and crop and do all the stuff that I showed you, resize to the size you want, and then your material is Slate. And that's really the process for Canvas as well. I mean, you can do any of this. That's what's great about ImageR. It's got the selections already set up for you. If you're doing canvas or tile, Canvas works the same as tile. Really, anything that you paint and you're etching paint off, this is the option that you use. So if you're, I think even glass, if you can etch off the back or etch off the paint on the glass, depending on how you do it. I think you can use that option too. So those are my settings. Like I said, it's nothing really crazy. A little bit's just trial and error, but I just figured I'd make this video and share it with everybody, mainly for the Ortur group, because I get a lot of questions on how I do it. I haven't been doing this very long. I'm still learning, but I know it's very helpful when you're a new to this to kind of see somebody's settings, and it's a lot more encouraging when you get a positive result. It makes it all worth it. Thanks for watching my video, and if you guys have any questions, I'm going to post this on the Facebook page and YouTube. Feel free to ask, and good luck and happy burning.